Hello everyone, this is Fine from Awesome Tech Gaming Pro. I hope you all are well. Today I'm going to talk about the two TV, the left side Samsung Q70D and the right side Samsung Q70C. The Samsung Q70D QLED is a bit better than the 2023 Samsung Q70C QLED. The Q70D is brighter overall, so it overcomes more glare in a bright room and displays brighter highlights in HDR content. It also has a slightly better contrast ratio for deeper blacks during dark scenes and is the more accurate TV. For mixed users, the Q70C is a decent TV overall, although it's best in situations where its fantastic input lag can be put to good use, like when gaming or when using the TV as a PC monitor. It's also not a great TV if you want to watch it with friends in a wide sitting area, as its viewing angle is subpar. Otherwise, its HDR brightness is very good and its reflection handling is decent. So it can easily handle rooms with a few lights or windows when watching HDR content like sports or TV shows. Its HDR brightness is adequate, good enough for dark rooms but not good enough to make HDR highlights pop in movies or games. Its response time is good, so fast moving objects in sports, movies or games have a little blur but nothing too noticeable. On the other hand, if you see the Samsung Q70D, which is decent for mixed usage, it gets bright enough in HDR and has good enough reflection handling to use in a bright room, but its limited contrast ratio really limits its impact on the viewer in a dark room and holds back its HDR performance. Fortunately, it's a very good gaming TV due to its modern gaming features. On the other hand, its very narrow viewing angle makes it a poor choice for watching TV with a group of friends. But otherwise, both TV looks almost similar performance, but Q70D has slightly better contrast. If you are new in my channel, then please subscribe and press the bell icon for future notifications and upcoming videos. I have another channel named Tech Gaming Villa where I upload similar kind of tech videos like TV comparison, sound system, home theater. You can check and subscribe. If you see its design, the Q70D has the same design as last year's Q70C QLED with a clean and simple look. Q70C stand is center mounted, so the TV fits well on the smaller tables. If you see the stands on Q70D, the center mounted stand is mostly made of plastic and feels a bit flimsy, but it does a good job of supporting the TV with minimal wobble. The stand lifts the TV about 3.19 inch, so most soundbars fit underneath without blocking the screen. On the other hand, Samsung Q70C stand feels a little cheap. It's made of plastic and feels hollow when you tap it. However, it's big and supports the TV very well. There's minimal wobble when you touch the TV. The stand lifts the TV about 3.15 inch above the table, so most soundbars fit in front of it without blocking the screen. If you see the backside of Samsung Q70D is plastic with the fine horizontal etching, and it feels solid overall without excessive flex around the VESA holes or inputs. There are grooves on the back of the TV and the stand for cable management. Unfortunately, the inputs are recessed into the TV, so they are hard to reach if you wall mount it with a fixed bracket. On the other hand, Samsung Q70C also with plastic and fine horizontal etching, and it feels solid overall, just like Samsung Q70D. If you see the build quality, Samsung Q70D has a good build quality. The TV has an all plastic build that makes it feel a bit cheap, but it still feels pretty solid overall. The stand holds the TV well and there's minimal wobbling when pushing or moving the TV. There are no major flaws with build quality and no issues with quality control. On the other hand, the Samsung Q70C has a good build quality. The TV, just like Q70D, all plastic build, and it still feels solid. The stand holds the TV well and there's minimal wobbling when pushing or moving the TV. The back panel exhibits minimal flex, although there's more of it around the VESA holes or the inputs, but it isn't excessive and won't cause any issues. If you see the picture quality, the Samsung Q70D has adequate contrast. Its native contrast ratio is good enough that blacks are somewhat deep during purely dark scenes, but since it lacks local dimming, blacks become raised and grayish when brighter highlights are also on the screen. If you'd like better contrast than this model offers, you can look up the higher end like Samsung Q80D QLED. On the other hand, if you see the Q70C, which has a very good native contrast ratio, it has 6300:1 native contrast ratio. But on the other hand, Samsung Q70D has 6800 500:1, 500:1 more contrast ratio. On Q70C, there's no local dimming to improve it further. This means that blacks look good in a dark room, but look a bit blue when bright highlights are on the screen, as the TV can't emphasize bright highlights without impacting dark areas. If you see the blooming performance, the Q70D doesn't have a local dimming feature, so there's no blooming around bright objects or subtratters during dark scenes. On the other hand, Q70C also doesn't have local dimming feature, so there's no blooming around bright objects in dark scenes. The entire backlight is always on at the same intensity, so blacks look blue when bright highlights are present. For TV shows, the Q70D is decent for watching TV shows. It has impressive HDR, brightness and satisfactory reflection handling, so you can use it in a well-lit room and won't be overly distracted by reflections on your screen. The TV does a good job upscaling low-resolution content, but its low-quality content smoothing is only alright, so you do see artifacts in low bitrate content. Finding shows to watch in fast and easy thanks to the built-in Tizen operating system. Unfortunately, its image quality degrades when viewed from the sides due to its very narrow viewing angle, so it's not a good choice for watching shows with a group of friends. On the other hand, the Q70C is decent for watching TV shows. It has a very good brightness in HDR and decent reflection handling, so it can easily handle a few lights or windows in moderately lit rooms. The TV has a decent image processing with decent low-resolution upscaling and acceptable low-quality content smoothing, so TV shows look satisfactory overall, whether from DVDs, cable or streaming platforms. Unfortunately, the TV has a subpar viewing angle, so this isn't a good choice for a wide sitting arrangement, like if the entire family wants to watch shows together. So it's suitable for watching NFL games on a bright Sunday afternoon. On the other hand, its very narrow viewing angle means image degrades when viewed from the sides of the screen, making it a poor option for watching the game. The TV has only decent gray uniformity with noticeable dirty screen effect, which is a bit distracting when watching sports like hockey that have large areas of uniform color. Its response time is satisfactory, but you do see some blur behind fast-moving players and objects. On the other hand, Samsung Q70C is decent for watching sports, but not with your friends in a wide sitting area. It has a very good brightness in HDR and decent reflection handling, so the TV can easily handle a few lights or some glare. It also has a good response time with most content, so there's a bit of blur behind fast-moving objects like a ball or a puck zipping around the scene, but it's not annoying. Finally, the TV has a decent gray uniformity. However, sports with uniform areas of bright color like hockey have noticeably uniformity issues, with regions of the image being visibly darker than others. For video games, Samsung Q70C is good for gaming. The TV has many gaming-oriented features like 4 HDMI 2.1 bandwidth ports, all supporting up to 4K 120Hz gaming, and support for every VRR technology for nearly tear-free gaming from any VRR-enabled source. Its input lag is fantastic, so inputs are fast and responsive. It also has a good response time with most content with a blur behind fast-moving objects, but nothing too annoying. However, this isn't a good TV for fans of horror games or any other games that lean towards a dark color palette, as the TV's response time is significantly worse in dark scene transitions. The TV has a good contrast, although games don't look vibrant overall without a local dimming feature. The TV gives bright in HDR and decent reflection handling, so games look good in a moderately lit room. On the other hand, the Samsung Q70D is very good for playing video games. It has incredibly low input lag for a responsive feel, but its responsive time is only satisfactory, so you do see some blur behind fast motion. This TV also has HDMI 2.1 bandwidth on 4 ports for 4K 120Hz gaming with VRR, so it pairs excellently with modern consoles. There's no effect on image quality when the TV is set to game mode, so you can enjoy the best possible image while also getting the best possible performance out of the TV. It's also bright enough in HDR, and you can use it in a room with some lights and not be distracted by reflections on the screen. For HDR movies, Q70D is just alright for watching movies in a dark room. Unfortunately, the TV is held back by its only adequate contrast, so blacks are pretty deep in black dark scenes, but they become raised and grayish when bright highlights are also on screen, since it lacks local dimming. Despite having good HDR brightness, highlights don't stand out too much due to its limited contrast. The Samsung Q70D does a good job of scaling low resolution content, but it's only okay low quality content smoothing means you still see artifacts in low bitrate content like DVDs. Its pre-calibration HDR accuracy is very good, so colors in HDR are accurate without needing calibration. Sadly, the TV only removes judder from the internal apps, so movies watched from any other source have noticeable judder. On the other hand, the Samsung Q70C is a fair TV for movie lovers. It has adequate contrast, but unfortunately, it doesn't have a local dimming feature to make the TV's black deep and dark, so they look a bit blue in dark scenes. It has adequate HDR brightness, good enough for a decent viewing experience, but highlights don't pop. The TV has a acceptable low quality content smoothing, so low bitrate content watched from streaming platforms looks fine overall, but with noticeable macro blocking in dark scenes. The TV's color accuracy is also mediocre pre-calibration. You don't need to calibrate it to look good, but it's helpful if you care about accuracy. For HDR gaming, Q70C is a good choice for gamers wanting to play the latest HDR games. Q70D also very good for playing games in HDR. It has a good HDR brightness, meaning some highlights stand out in games, but due to its only adequate contrast. Fast motion has some noticeable bar behind it due to the TV's satisfactory response time. However, it has an incredibly low input lag, so gaming feels responsive, just like Q70C. But Q70D a bit better in this section. The Q70D has wide color gamut for vibrant colors. On the other hand, Q70C has extremely low input lag and good response time with most content. If you want to use Q70D as a PC monitor, it is very good for use as a PC monitor. It has an impressive HDR brightness and satisfactory reflection handling, so it overcomes glare in a bright room. The TV displays chroma 4:4:4 properly, but the TV uses a DGR sub-pixel layout that impacts the text clarity, although not everyone will be bothered by this. On the other hand, Q70C also a very good TV for using as a PC monitor. It has a good response time, so there's a little blur when moving windows around, but it's not annoying in practice. However, make sure not to set your operating system to dark mode, as the TV's response time performs significantly worse in dark scene transitions, leading to black smearing. Otherwise, the TV's input lag is fantastic, so your mouse or controller inputs are super responsive. It displays chroma 4:4:4 signals properly, which is essential for clear text from a PC. So what's your thought about these two TVs, Samsung Q70C or Samsung Q70D? Both are very good TV, but if you ask me which TV I choose, then I will choose Samsung Q70D for its better contrast ratio. So tell me your thought about these two TV. Please write in the comments below. That's it from now.